Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. It is Monday, October 20th. It is 6:30. It is time to call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk Hannaberry, roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Present.
Trustee Lang?
Here.
Trustee Papantos?
Present.
Trustee Rufato?
Here.
Trustee Vito?
Here.
Trustee Vogel?
Here.
President Horker?
Here, you have before you the minutes of the regular meeting of October 6th, 2025. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved. Second.
Trustee Papantos, the motion. Second, Trustee Krueger. Roll call.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Abstain.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes this evening.
That brings us to citizens' concerns and comments. Just a note for everyone in attendance, this is a time for staff and the electeds to listen to your concerns. This is not a time that we will enter into a debate or answer questions. Clerk Hannaberry.
Okay. Members of the public may address the board with comments regarding issues relevant to village business. No citizen shall speak for more than 5 minutes without the consent of the board. Members of the general public who wish to address the board must sign the request to speak form prior to the commencement of the public meeting. Francisco Ruiz, pronouncing that right, I hope?
Good evening, board. My name is Francisco Ruiz. I own property in the city of Wheeling and Prospect Heights. I have lived between Prospect Heights and Wheeling since 1987. I have an agency, an independent insurance agency out of Prospect Heights. On October 6th, and I'm here because I care deeply about the well-being and safety of our community and residents of Wheeling. On October 6, 2025, Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, signed an executive order creating what the city is calling ice-free zones. Some key provisions of this executive order are the following. The order prohibits federal immigration enforcement agencies, including ICE, from using city-owned or city-controlled properties, such as parking lots, garages, vacant lots, school lots, libraries, parks, as staging areas for processing, operating civil immigration enforcement. The order allows private property owners or tenants to voluntarily opt in to post signage stating the property is not available for use by federal immigration authorities for such enforcement operations unless a valid warrant is produced. The city will be distributing Know Your Rights materials to landlords, tenants, security staff, and private property stakeholders, explaining rights if approached by federal agents. I would imagine that the key factor taken in consideration for the mayor signing this executive order was data given by the most recent U.S. Census that shows racial ethnic breakdown to the almost 3 million people living in the city of Chicago as follows. White, non-Hispanic, 31.4%. Hispanic or Latino of any race, 29.8%. Black or African American, non-Hispanic, 28.7%. Asian, non-Hispanic, 6.9%. Native Americans, other races, 2 or more races, the remainder, 2 to 3%. This reveals that the majority, 68% of Chicago's population and tax contributors are not of white ethnicity. Likewise, according to the same U.S. Census data, the racial ethnic breakdown to the almost 40,000 people living in the village of Wheeling reads as follows. White, non-Hispanic, 45.5%. Hispanic or Latino of any race, 33.3%. Asian, non-Hispanic, 16.6%. Black or African American, 2.3%. Other races, 2 or more races, remaining share, 2%. This likewise reveals that the majority, 55% of people living in the village of Wheeling and tax contributors are also non-white ethnicity. The federal immigration authorities more than likely have these stats as well, and they know these stats. That is why they are targeting city like ours. This is why I kindly ask the city officials for the village of Wheeling, whose majority of its population is being immediately impacted by these raids that are clearly targeting color of skin and or accent, to consider signing an executive order, creating and signing an executive order, just like the one that Brandon Johnson, mayor of the city of Chicago, signed this past 6th of October. Why this would matter to the residents of Wheeling? This would be a significant civil declaration of local control and civil liberties protections in the face of federal immigration enforcement efforts. For businesses and property owners, if you own or lease city-controlled land, we can expect the city to enforce the prohibition of federal immigration enforcement staging on these properties. For private business owners, landlords, you would have the option to join the signage participation program. If you choose to do so, you can post a sign limiting ICE use of your property without a warrant under the city's program. This would also send a symbolic message. The city's intention to position itself as a welcoming, grateful place for its taxpayers, property, and business owners without taking into account their own skin, color, or accent.
Sir.
God blesses to the extent that one blesses. Thank you very much.
Good timing, very good.
No, it's confused.
Where'd she go?
Trying to get out, like she was pulling instead of pushing, so I just wanted to let her know.
Just as a note, everybody's going to get their 5 minutes. I'm not going to cut you off in the middle of a sentence, but try to keep it at 5 minutes, and I will let you finish a sentence because there's quite a few of you going to speak, and I just wanted to keep it smooth, all right? Thank
Next
you.
is Veronica Roman.
Oh, no worries.
Good evening. My name is Veronica Roman, and I'm a proud business owner here in Wheeling. I've invested my entire life with every fiber of my being into this town. I was born and raised here, and at 18, I started working at a State Farm office inside the Dunhurst Plaza, right next to Granny's Restaurant. 15 years later, I took over the very same business, the one that gave me my first real opportunity. For the past 5 years, I've had the privilege of serving this community as the owner of Veronica Roman State Farm right here in the town that built me. The majority of my clients are local residents, families, business owners, and neighbors I've known for over 20 years, some even closer to 40. My entire family has deep roots in Wheeling. My aunts, uncles, and cousins have all grown up here, worked here, and built their lives here. I am also a daughter of immigrant parents. My father worked as a janitor for District 21 for over 30 years, and my mother was a bus driver for both District 21 and District 214 for more than 3 decades. They served the families of Wheeling with quiet dignity, and both retired from this town. In the last 5 years, I have volunteered hundreds of hours and donated thousands of dollars to local causes, always with the same goal: to give back to the town that raised me. Through my agency, I've helped connect residents to local resources, from teenage parents needing support to children without beds, to foster youth, animal shelters, and families in need of coats, toys, and books. When refugees were dropped in our community without preparation, we raised emergency supplies within hours. We've helped seniors reconnect with the Wheeling Senior Center, and we've shown time and time again that when this community needs something, we step up. I joined the Wheeling Rotary because I wanted to be part of creating positive change, but I eventually stepped away for the same reason I'm standing here tonight, because I believe representation matters. The people who lead and make decisions for this community should reflect the people who actually live in it. And I think it's time for leadership to take a real stand, to step beyond comfort and make a difference for all residents of Wheeling. Over the past few days, I have spoken with dozens of families, many of them scared and uncertain after reports of ICE activity. Whether someone has documentation or not isn't the point. Fear is fear. Parents are afraid to send their kids to school. Employees are afraid to go to work. Families are hiding in their homes, unsure of what's true and what isn't. And as someone who lived here my entire life, it breaks my heart to see hardworking residents with no criminal history being targeted, questioned, and living in fear. So my question tonight is simple. What are we going to do to keep our community safe? What does safety mean if it only applies to some? How can we call ourselves a safe community when entire families are living in silence and fear? If the role of leadership is to protect all residents, regardless of citizenship, then what measures are in place to ensure that protection truly extends to everyone within our borders? How do we define public safety when members of our own public feel unsafe? Isn't safety supposed to be a right, not a privilege? And when fear spreads faster than truth, who takes responsibility for restoring trust? As I look at this board, I have to say what many are quietly thinking. Our leadership does not fully reflect what Wheeling looks like today. This town is beautifully diverse in culture, language, and story, and that diversity should be mirrored in the decisions made here. How can policies represent a community that isn't represented within its leadership? And if representation is missing, how can understanding even exist? Would the village consider working with residents to establish designated ICE-free or safe zones, spaces like schools, churches, or community centers where families can feel secure? And if not, then what alternative protections are you willing to create for those living in fear? What are you prepared to do differently to ensure families are safe, not just statistically, but humanly? Can we have a follow-up town hall or community meeting to continue this conversation beyond tonight's 5-minute limits so residents can share experiences, ideas, and solutions? And finally, how can we ensure that community members have a seat at the table as these discussions move forward so that the people most affected are not just spoken for, but truly heard? Because when fear spreads through a community, leadership has not just a legal duty, but a moral one, to lead with clarity, courage, and compassion. So my final question is this. If leadership means accountability, then who will be accountable for what happens next? Who will step up when it's no longer convenient but necessary? And what will you do differently next time to ensure that no family, regardless of status, feels invisible or unprotected in Wheeling? I don't claim to have all the answers, but what I do know is the power of unity. When Wheeling faces hardship, we show up. We pull together, and I believe we can and must do that right now. This moment calls for leadership rooted in compassion and conviction, leadership that listens, informs, and protects, because silence breeds fear, but unity builds strength. Thank you for your time and for allowing me to speak on behalf of the residents who love this town, who serve it, and who simply want to feel safe in the place they call home.
Okay, I found out about this meeting just today, so I didn't really have much time to prepare anything to say. But I do have some previous knowledge. I want to preface what I'm saying by saying, hey, John, I hope the $20,000 raise is doing you well this time around. Maybe we can bump it up next time. I think you deserve some more. But also, I just want to say, what you're touching on is very important. I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine I've never had an apple before, and I want you to try to explain to me what that apple tastes like. You could probably come up with some words to come up with it, whatever. You will never be able to get me to really conceptualize and understand what that apple truly tastes like. And that's what we're touching on when it comes to representation. So as we sit here and stand in front of all of you, and how dare you guys tell us what we can and cannot say? I think that's absolutely absurd, okay? That is not okay. I'm allowed to say what I can say, and I'm gonna say it. You guys really need to take a step back. And I know right now you guys probably have an ego strike, right? Your ego's probably hit, whatever. You're used to being an authoritative figure. I don't particularly care. I think that you guys should be open to stepping out of your own shoes. I know you guys all live in nice homes. I know you guys all live a very nice life or in a very nice family, and you're not at fear of all of that being taken away from you. That's fine. I don't wish fear. I don't wish harm upon you. All we're asking is that you guys take a second, take yourself out of your shoes, right, and try to understand what anyone else is going through. And I ask you this, when is it going to be time for you to actually put anything on the line for what you believe in? I mean, is it going to take for them to start harming people on the street? Is it going to take for anything terrible to happen to your communities? I mean, when is the line drawn, right? I need you guys to start thinking about these things, because one day it will come up. One day you will have to make decisions, and one day you will have to make decisions that affect a lot of people. And I think right now we're at a starting point of all of this, where all of this is starting to unfold. I have a very clear knowledge of how this country runs and how its laws run. Okay, I understand that at one point it would be illegal for me to stand up here and talk to you guys. Okay, I know that for sure. And I don't think you guys truly understand the power that that holds. I don't think you guys truly care at all. I think you guys have lived comfortable lives for a while, and you guys make a good amount of money, and that's all you particularly care about. I'm particularly not confident in your ability to do anything, but I hope that you do, while you're sitting here, take yourself and remove your ego from yourself and truly listen to what these people are saying and understand that this is a real reality that people are facing every day, where they don't want to leave their homes, they don't want to go to the grocery store, they don't want to go buy materials for work the next day because they're afraid they will be kidnapped without due process, mind you. And that is absolutely insane that we still, to this day, have to stand in front of you and try to prove ourselves worthy of consideration, and try to prove ourselves worthy of you guys fighting for us. That's absolutely disgusting. That's all I have to say.
Claudia?
Good afternoon. Hello, Wheeling Village Board. Thank you for having me. First and foremost, thank you for all the work that you do, because I know it's voluntary. My name is Claudia Fonseca, and I've been living at Wheeling as a resident for 15 years. 15 years ago, Wheeling captured me with its charm. I'm also a mother, and I'm also a volunteer for this community. So I understand what you do, and I appreciate it. I'm here today to highlight the challenges our community in Wheeling has been facing due to the increased activity from ICE. Please know that regardless of legal status, many of us are living in fear. We are afraid to go to the grocery store. We heard what happened at Jimenez. And we are afraid to go to the school. And I also heard that there was a church that closed a class. That's so sad. And I'm also afraid to speaking up today because, I don't know who's listening, right? And that's a reality. But we cannot ignore the diverse makeup of Wheeling, and we cannot ignore that we're being profiled. I believe it's important to focus on the sense of safety and belonging for everyone here in Wheeling. It's heartbreaking to see our neighbors being targeted because we truly know them. We know who they are. That's why we moved here, because we heard that Wheeling is a wonderful community. As a fellow volunteer, I know time is valuable. It's time away from our kids, from our home, but we volunteer because we want good things. You want good things. We want to cast the right shadow. So I'm here today to see what good deeds you will do. What are your plans or your initiatives? What are you guys considering as a board? I want to make sure that the community is restored the sense of trust we have in you, and we want to have peace of mind. Are there any plans? If there is not, why not? If there are, what are those plans? What are those steps? And thank you again for all your valuable time. We truly want to hear from you. We voted for you. Thank you.
Ms. Sajid?
I prepared something, but I'll go off the cuff for a little bit. Amongst my friends, there's a joke, right? Once you come from Wheeling, you never move out. And they say it with a negative connotation. However, I take pride in that. My parents are here. We moved here in 1986. We were a small minority group, one ESL class for 30 kids, because there wasn't a big representation of Latinos. I've seen Wheeling bloom. I've seen it grow. I've seen it expand. And I carry that with pride. You see that, right? I'm a Twain Eagle. I'm a Holmes Hornet. And I'm a Wheeling Wildcat. In 2009, I had to make that choice. Where am I going to move with my kid? Because I had a kid that year. Taxes suck here. We all know that, right? Is that what I want to do? Yes. I don't mind paying more in taxes to have my son go through the same experiences of belonging, right? Feeling safe and having that connection with the community. So, a couple of days ago, we all know what's going on across the entire country. It's not just in Wheeling. But today I'm here to talk to you as a parent, a son, a neighbor, a volunteer coach, a mentor, right? What are we doing together? Not just you guys, but you guys too. What are we doing together to bring that sense of safety again? The kids that I coach, they can't stay late for practice because they can't walk home. They don't want to go to school because the parents may get picked up. My neighbor doesn't want to get groceries. She's Brazilian, right? She doesn't want to go get groceries. Why? Because they may get picked up at Jimenez. Me, do I fill up gas or not? What is happening? What is going on with our community? What are we going to do? And maybe you don't have an answer today, but you have all these people behind you, backing you to do something. When you asked for our signatures and you asked for our votes, you took on that responsibility of being our voice and speaking on our behalf. So please do that. Thank you.
Armando Gutierrez.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, board. My name is Armando Gutierrez. Been a resident here 34 years. Love the community, love all you guys. I see all you guys almost every corner I turn. Family, friends, cousins, everybody. And I hate to see somebody that I've seen every corner not be here. So I'm here today to speak on behalf of many in our community who believe it's time for ICE to leave Wheeling. ICE's presence in our own town has brought fear, division, and injustice. Families live in constant worry about raids and deportations. Children are traumatized by the threat of losing their parents. Our neighbors, many of whom we work hard, pay taxes, and contribute to our community, are threatened like criminals simply because where they were born. This is not the Wheeling we want or deserve. ICE doesn't deserve to make our community safer. Instead, it breaks trust between residents and law enforcement, discouraging immigrants from reporting crimes or cooperating with authorities out of fear. This creates a dangerous environment for everyone. We want Wheeling to be a town where all people, regardless of immigration status, feel safe and respected, where families thrive without fear of separation, where local leaders prioritize support and inclusion over fear and intimidation. That's why we demand ICE leave our town. We call on our elected officials to stand with the people of Wheeling and take action to end ICE operations here. We need policies that protect immigrant communities, promote human rights, and build trust, not tear families apart. This is about justice. It's about humanity. It's about reclaiming Wheeling as a place where everyone can live without fear. Together, we can make our voice heard. Together, we can create a community that stands for dignity and fairness. And together, we can get ICE out of Wheeling. Thank you.
Jennifer Bonce Alcantar. Am I close?
My name is Jennifer Abonce Alcantar. I moved to Wheeling 17 years ago after marrying a Wheeling resident who was born and raised here. Actually not born here, he was from Mexico, but he was raised here and went to all the schools here. So I'll be honest, my initial intention was for us to live here a few years and go back to the city. But I've grown to love living here in Wheeling, and I have grown my own family here. We have much family here. I know all the names of my neighbors on my street, and I honestly love how Wheeling has evolved over the years. But the reason that so many people are here today is there's still a lot of work to do, and here's one way to start. So I'm here to request on record that the Village of Wheeling formally release a statement on what has occurred over the last few days, really the last few months, in regards to immigration and customs enforcement activity. I am also requesting that the village add available immigrant resources to their website. On September 15, another resident came here and spoke on this with the same concerns, yet no action or statement was issued. And now we are here one day after our community was terrorized. You may have not even seen the pictures or the videos that we have seen. I've spoken with friends and neighbors, and they were even unaware. So there's clearly a difference in our own community and awareness. Now, upon reviewing the village's website, there are no resources available for our residents. The only mention about immigrant rights is on the Wheeling PD Social Services page, but even then I have to call or email to find out what they are. I took a look at some neighboring cities, and here are some examples that you can look to model after. On October 1st, the city of Elgin posted a statement regarding the increased immigration enforcement. Rolling Meadows PD posted resources to ICIRR, which is the Illinois Coalition of Immigrant and Refugee Rights. And even our own school district, 214, on their October newsletter email, posted on October 1st. Now, we want to hear that the Village of Wheeling remains committed to standing with its immigrants. And as Francisco stated earlier, Wheeling has a very high foreign-born population. I also want to make recommendations. I have no affiliations to these local orgs, but if you need guidance on how to provide these resources, the ICIRR is connecting residents to legal aid, public benefits, language support, and rights information. I personally have worked with the North Suburban Legal Aid, who provides accessible, quality pro bono legal services, and they've actually already partnered with Mount Prospect, Niles, Northfield, and other cities to help provide the resources to the resident. Now, off the record, you are hearing tonight that people are scared, documented or not. Agents roaming the streets of Wheeling, drones outside our windows. Now, it doesn't matter if you're documented or not. There have already been over 170 incidents of citizens being detained, including 15 and 16-year-olds in Hoffman Estates and in Chicago. Did you know that the local kids in Wheeling have Snapchat groups to share sightings and videos? So I ask, how come we as adults can't get it together? Thank you for your time.
Genesis de los Santos.
Hello. So I will start off by saying public speaking is not my thing. I'm here because I am concerned, and I do want to use my privilege of just being able to be here to talk on behalf of people that maybe don't feel comfortable, don't feel safe leaving their house right now. So I have lived in Wheeling for a big majority of my life. I have wonderful memories growing up here with my family and this community. Even when there was times that we moved away, we always managed to come back because this is a place that is truly built on community. And it's one of the things that everybody has been saying, just why this community is so special. But I think the current reality that many people are experiencing is horrifying. And I think we all need to feel safe and trust in our leadership. So on social media, somebody had reported that ICE was in the Wheeling PD about 2 weeks ago. And I just think that that is very harmful for the trust between the community and the village and the people that enforce the law here. So I guess I just want to know, and I think everybody would want to know, why were they there? Why was ICE at the Wheeling PD? And they said that they're allowed into the PD. What is the involvement between this village and ICE? And what is the involvement between the PD and ICE? I think that is just really hard to feel that sense of security, to be able to trust. I think that's really harmful for if people need to report crimes and just feel a sense of security, that's very damaging. So I just want to know what can be done to ensure the confidence in our village leadership and law enforcement in our community so that rapport is not completely broken. That's it.
Consuelo? Consuelo?
Good evening, thank you. It's the first time I come here, so I'm a little shaky. And thank you for saying my name correctly, Consuelo. I am a proud resident here of Wheeling. We moved here when I was about 6, 7 years old. We lived in Chicago. Thank you, Mom, because that was the best decision you made. We lived in a neighborhood that wasn't so safe at times. My parents came here to make sure that I had a better future than what my siblings did. So thank you. I just have a few questions because I am a mother, I'm a daughter. I come from 2 great, hardworking Mexican parents, never broke the law, follow the rules. And I'm also a mother to an 8-year-old that goes to Twain. I went to Wheeling, I went to Holmes, and I went to the schools. I'm in the community. My question is, if the local economy is dependent on the people here in Wheeling and the people that have been taken, what resources are we offering those people? What are we offering here as a community? 2, what is the Wheeling Police Department involved? Are they not involved? Are we able to call them as residents? If we're scared of seeing ICE in our community, are we allowed to call the Wheeling Police Department, and what is their role to help us? Are they just gonna stand and turn their backs and look away? Will they interfere? Will they just stand to see what is happening in those actions? 2, the schools, Holmes, Twain, London, every school around here. Are we offering them any resources for the children, the parents that are not able to drop off their children? What resources are we offering those parents? What is happening with that? 2, are we doing any food drives for the parents that are affected? Are we doing any food banks for those families? Why is there no other resources given? Why was there no attention given when ICE was reported here? Why was there no communication sent out from Wheeling if you guys already knew or if you didn't know? I'm just questioning a lot of things. And as soon as sightings started, like why were we not told? Why was nobody given a chance? Someone just got picked up off of Dundee. And I'm sorry, but a lot of you here, I'm pretty sure you guys will never experience that in your lives. But if you look at the crowd here, everyone here is of brown skin, and imagine what that feels like. So please put yourself in our shoes. I'm not asking you guys directly just to make things change right away, but please give us some sort of hope that you guys are here today to listen to us and to offer some sort of help and assistance. And us as a community, please, let's get together and help those families. I'm not asking for you guys to go to the White House, but I want you guys to represent Wheeling and why all of us moved here, why people think this is such a great community, why I still choose to be here with my 8-year-old son and tell him, I went there, you're gonna have the same locker as me, you're gonna go to the same school as your dad. I'm a hardworking single mother, and I just want this to be a safe community, especially for the children that are coming here and they're going to school and that are scared that when they come home, they will not see their parents. My mother had to leave her weeks-old son when she was here 30-plus years ago. Her weeks-old son, she had just given birth because she had to leave. I do not want anyone else's parents and children to have to go through that. So please, Wheeling Board, please let us know that you are with us and that you are willing to hear our stories and that you are willing to do something, offer resources. We can help you guys. We are more than willing. And after today, I'm gonna let you know that I will be here at more board meetings, because I guess it took all of this stuff to happen today for me to realize that, yes, I need to be more active in my community, not just in my son's school, but clearly in this community as well. We have a lot of people here that are counting on you guys. Thank you.
Marcella, not sure how to pronounce it, I'm sorry.
Hi, good evening. My name is Marcela Lopez, and I have lived in Wheeling since 2005. I am a proud daughter of immigrants. I'm here today to speak on behalf of those who live in fear, those who are too afraid to speak up for themselves. Yesterday, Border Patrol agents were in our town taking our people without warrants, terrorizing our community. I cannot stress enough how important it is for us to stand together and to know our rights. My question to the board is, what will be done and what support will our community receive? And now I'm going to read this in Spanish because I know that there's some of our community watching this. Mi nombre es Marcela, yo he vivido en Wheeling desde el 2005. Soy una orgullosa hija de inmigrantes. Estoy aquí hoy para hablar en nombre de quienes viven con miedo, de quienes tienen temor de alzar la voz por sí mismos. Ayer los agentes de la patrulla fronteriza estuvieron en nuestro pueblo llevándose a nuestra gente sin orden judicial y aterrorizando a nuestra comunidad. No puedo enfatizar lo importante que es que estemos unidos y que conozcamos nuestros derechos. Mi pregunta es, ¿qué se va a hacer y qué apoyo recibirá nuestra comunidad para ustedes? Thank you.
Thank all of you very much for being here. There is, you all have legitimate concerns. I need to make a few things very clear. The feds don't tell us when they're coming. They don't tell us where they're going to be in town. The fact of the matter is, it sounds like you have a network with the high school students and their social media. I guarantee that social network is working faster than our village is going to become aware of where they are. I would encourage all of you, not that I'm saying that we're not going to cooperate, but I would encourage all of you to become a part of that network. That is one of the best things you can have, okay? A good, strong social network. You've raised some very good questions that do deserve answers. Are there one or two of you that are actual spokespeople for the group? Do we have, I mean, Ms. Roman, where did you go? There you are. Are you, I think I need to make something very clear. Normally, I don't engage. We've made it a policy for I don't know how many years where we generally just say, thank you all for your comments. We'll get back to you. This is an anomaly tonight. This is a very serious issue. So take your time, check my history on this. I don't stop the meeting. Ms. Roman, are you a designated spokesperson? Please come up, yeah, because otherwise I get in trouble if nobody can hear you on the recording.
For the minutes if you don't come up. Thank you.
So the reason why everybody showed up today was because I posted on Facebook.
Okay,
And it was, I mean, it spread quickly, and it was this
Okay.
morning. So all these people showed up because this message was sent out this morning. I am more than willing to speak
so
to them.
you could be
Yes,
a contact so that,
Absolutely.
I mean, happy to have all of you here. Normally, these nights are pretty quiet. Wish you guys were here under happier circumstances. I do understand. As much as an old white guy can. I get it. I am what I am. Do we have her contact information?
Not that I'm aware of, but you can give
Okay.
it to me if you like. Absolutely.
Could we get your contact information? You've given us some very valid questions. There is some stuff to keep in mind. And again, this is very out of character, and I won't do this probably again for years. I'm going to address some of your questions tonight, and I hope I don't have to do this again for any reason. You can call our police. Our police job is our codes. If somebody is breaking into your house, if you're witnessing a crime, if something is happening illegal, our police are not charged with enforcing federal law. They have their job, and I've told a lot of people this. Our guys are busy enforcing our laws. If the feds want to enforce their laws, we cannot stop them. They do not report to us. They don't tell us when they've been here, when they go. Again, you will know that probably before we will with the social network. Become a part of the social network that you're establishing. You did raise some valid questions. I did actually take as good a notes as I can, but we do have it all recorded.
Sure.
You will be the contact?
I will be the contact.
Okay, now we did post something on Facebook September,
Okay.
when this whole thing got started. But it's basically what I told you now, that we don't have any control over them, and they don't have any contact with us. So I am aware that when people ask me about the makeup of our community, my standard response is mostly off-white. And then I have to go through this whole explanation of the demographics, like the first speaker brought up. I'm aware. I get it. And we do try to work with you, and we will work with you as best as we can with the limits that we're working under, okay?
I understand. When
So-
can I expect to hear from you
What?
guys? When can I expect to hear from you guys?
Do you have your contact information?
John, who do you want to call?
Do we have our number?
We'll get it.
Okay, somebody will get your number,
Okay.
and we'll give you a call tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I really appreciate you addressing
Wait.
this.
Police stuff.
What?
Can we address the police stuff?
Sure.
Chief Murphy, one of the things that came up was a question about the police's involvement with ICE, and particularly when they were in our building. Can you address that just so that everybody, in the meantime, before we meet with Ms. Roman, everybody has an understanding at least of the relationship or lack thereof between the Village of Wheeling and federal agents?
So ICE was seen at the Wheeling Police Department. They were there to use the facilities. They used the bathroom, the public bathroom in the front lobby. And that was all that they did. We did not assist them. We can't assist them. They don't use our databases. So the day that they were seen, they came in with somebody that they had in custody, used the bathroom. They were in the parking lot for a bit, and then they left. The police department did not assist them.
Do you guys have further questions on that?
No, we did not.
Mr. Gutierrez? Okay, so this is,
I just have to add real quick.
No.
We can make a network, you guys can make a network, that's all, I'm sorry.
but again, you guys are, the public is going to know before we're going to know. I mean, as bad as that sounds, you're going to know, they don't tell us.
I understand. And I guess I have a question for you. Is there a way that we can continue this conversation? Because I know this has got.
That's what tomorrow is going to be about.
Okay.
We will
Yes.
call you and set up a meeting that will include the police department.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Thank you all.
So we need to give her info to Chief.
Yeah,
Chief should get her.
Chief's going to grab your info.
Okay.
I'm sorry that we all got together on this type of an occasion, but we'll pull this together.
Well,
We'll
I
get through
appreciate
it.
you listening. Thank you.
Thank you. And just as a matter of housekeeping, organizational housekeeping, most of the rest of the meeting is going to be very boring, and we do understand if you guys are done and you decide to just leave. So, again, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome to stay. Not insulted if you go. Thank you. I believe that brings us to the consent agenda.
Agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the village board and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a board member or a citizen so request, in which event the items will be removed from the general order of business and considered after all other agenda items. A minute.
Can you
Can you
be a
Excuse-
little bit
take your
quiet,
conversation?
please?
Sorry. Nobody's going to hear me.
Can we have the conversations outside, please? Thank you.
Thank you. 11A, resolution authorizing the village president to execute a grant agreement in the amount of $86,367 regarding congregate meals provided by the Village of Wheeling. 11B, resolution approving the renewal and authorizing the village president and clerk to execute a Fourth Amendment to the food service agreement with Hoffman House Catering for the Village of Wheeling Congregate Dining Program. 11C, resolution approving change order number 2 to the contract with Strand Associates, Inc. for the Milwaukee Avenue Water Main and Sidewalk Improvements Project, increasing the contract amount by $35,000 from $250,000 to $285,000. 11D, resolution approving change order number 1 and final to the contract with Suburban Concrete, Inc. for the 2025 sidewalk replacement project, increasing the final contract amount by $23,048.50 from $96,460 to $119,508.50. 11E, resolution approving the purchase of up to 950.4 tons of road salt from Morton Salt, Inc. through the State of Illinois Central Management Services Joint Purchasing Program in the amount of $73.34 per ton, with an extended purchase amount of $69,702.34 in FY 2026. 11F, resolution authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Northbrook for the purchase of sharing of grant-funded public safety equipment. 11G, resolution authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with Lake County and the villages of Antioch, Lake Villa, Round Lake Beach, Grays Lake, Libertyville, Mundelein, Vernon Hills, and Buffalo Grove for the equally shared costs of maintaining and recertifying the existing quiet zone corridor along the Canadian National Railroad. 11H, resolution waiving the fidelity bond requirements for the Catholic Bishop, St. Joseph the Worker Parish, to conduct a raffle event on December 12, 2025.
Any questions or comments on the consent?
Going motion to approve.
Actually, Mr. Rufato, trustee Rufato got it first. Trustee Vogel gets the second.
We're not removing 11F, John?
We are not removing 11F.
Got you.
That was his
Okay.
last chance, and he said no.
Okay, sorry, so it was
all right.
Rado Vogel?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes.
13A, ordinance granting special use approval to permit the operation of a medical research laboratory, 307 South Milwaukee Avenue, Unit 128, ZuboTech Dental Lab, docket number PSU 25-0018.
What did you bring us, Mr. Clicker?
What I brought you is a dental lab that will be making false teeth, dentures, you name it, for when you have work done at your local dentist. They send the orders to this facility. They are made there. No clients come there. It's a delivery, back and forth delivery service. This was heard at the Plan Commission meeting on, what night was that? Sorry, drew a blank on what night this was. October 6th. And unanimously received a recommendation of approval.
Trustee Papantos, you have a question?
Yes, is the petitioner here?
Hello, my name's Ivan.
Could you raise the mic or?
Yes, we can hear you better, thank you.
Hello, my name is Ivan. I want to open dental laboratory in Wheeling. It's a small laboratory, and I want.
I just have one question for clarification. In your project description letter, you state patients without prior appointments are not accepted, but then I'm hearing that you're not going to have patients. So
No patients.
no patients will
No
be there.
patients.
So,
No.
and it's a one-man operation?
I use only delivery for this job.
Okay, so it's basically a one-man operation, so parking's not a problem. I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? If there are none, I would be looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion trustee Lang, second trustee Papantos. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel? Yes. President Horker?
Yes, good luck, sir.
Thank you very much.
13B, resolution awarding a restaurant, entertainment, and retail build-out grant to Cinergy 111 LLC, doing business as Cinergy Entertainment at 401 West Dundee Road, Wheeling, Illinois, in an amount up to $91,260.83.
This is you, Mr. Becker.
President Horker, trustees, this is an application by Cinergy. The application is a two-phase project, and what this will entail is basically relocating of the entryway from the current east side of the Cinergy Theater to the north side of the theater, which will allow for an enhanced experience for those waiting in line. It will increase the ability for those wanting to go in to see movies as well as to partake in the restaurant and bar area, the opportunity to not sit and stand outside in the cold or rainy weather. So that is really the impetus for this grant application. The goal is to get this done quickly before the winter season kicks in, before the holiday movie season kicks in, and also enhance the concession inventory and the food offerings within Cinergy Theater. So the grant under Program C allows up to $225,000 per board policy. The application, the total amount's $182,000. So the up to amount includes the relocation of the vestibule and the northern entryway, as well as some interior improvements to the concession area. And then in phase two, we'll enhance the electrical capabilities for planned improvements of family-friendly arcade games, not gaming machines, but claw machines and fun things for kids to do while the summer movie season kicks in. So with that being said, Cade Pittman from Cinergy Entertainment is here if there are any questions.
Mr. Pittman, why don't you come on up here? Going to get this done before the holidays?
We certainly intend to. I believe we've applied for permit, so we've done the plans, applied for permit. It's just a matter of funding at this point.
Okay. You got all your approvals from down in Texas, right?
Well, we don't have all of our approvals yet, but we're working on them. My construction department's working with the city now.
Okay. Hey, I'm going to talk about a great big gorilla in the room. We thought we had a deal on the whole. I'm not going to belabor this, the mural thing, but there's been some newspapers who thought it was a really cool thing, and they wrote some stories. Who do they call to get an explanation about this?
The newspaper never reached out to anyone within my organization that I'm aware of, unless
They've talked to us a couple times. There's been a really nice couple of stories. There've been at least one, pictures, conceptual things. Anyway, all I'm looking for is like a contact where we can tell them to reach out to. Would that be you?
It wouldn't be me. It would go to our marketing department. They handle all media inquiries, and I can provide contact information for our head of marketing.
That would be excellent. I would like to see that. Does anybody have any questions or comments on the actual Trustee Papantos?
Sorry, thank you. I just want to clarify, so the existing entrance is going to be no longer?
It will remain, there will remain doors and whatnot there, but it will not be the primary entrance going forward.
Will that confuse people if there's two ways to get in?
We hope to make it very clear. Right now, the primary parking is behind the building, near the rail station.
Right.
And so people are walking all the way through to the plaza. We want to funnel them in a closer entrance, and then again, avoid queuing up outside. That's the goal.
So people, but if for some reason somebody was over at Moretti's and parked on that side, and they kind of walked and, went more into the plaza section, that door would be open, and will they be guided to the right spot then?
They would be guided. I'm not certain, I'm not certain if that door will remain open, of course, probably from the inside, but I'm not sure that, we'll do our very best to make it clear that's not the primary entrance any longer.
Great, thank you. It was a little confusing, and I wasn't sure. Just as an add-on, the mural would have been done by the same group that did the mural at Uptown 500, and I get tons of people remarking on that mural of how great it is, and I have never heard a negative comment about it. So if you could send that back, if you could pass that to the right people, that It is a draw, and I think, facing the tracks and having people see the mural would really, say, what is that over there, and I want to come in. And it might actually be a marketing tool, believe it or not.
I will pass that along.
Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Papantos, trustee Kruger, then trustee Lang.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for being here. Apologize for my nasally voice this evening. This is maybe more of a question for Director Clicker. Does this improvement, is that considered like a minor site plan change? Is there any plan commission involvement? There were no renderings. Couldn't
Correct.
really get an idea of the
yeah,
doors and where they're going to go. And
The Plan Commission did hear this as a major site plan approval, actually. But again, when the Plan Commission is asked to their opinion or for their recommendation on any type of mural or art area on a building, what they are asked to approve is a canvas. Is the area appropriate for a mural,
I'm
yes
not
or no?
asking about the mural. I'm asking about the actual funding.
Oh, the
for
doors.
For the doors.
The doors do not need any kind of site plan approval or anything like that because the actual building is not changing. It's just the location of a door. It's replacing a window with a door and that's.
Right, just get a permit like a change in a window.
Correct,
on a
and they
house.
are in review for permits on that.
I just wanted to ask that question to be clear because I didn't really, trustee Papantos did ask you how the door is going to work still. Maybe with a little more in this packet for the funding, we may not have asked any questions about the doors. But I am going to ask you to listen about the mural.
Of course.
I'm going to echo trustee Papantos's sentiment. We get a lot of compliments about the artist who we've worked with. I feel bad for him. He had every reason to believe that we were going to move forward with a mural, set 2 months aside to do the work, and now he has, we're going to help him out the best we can, but I feel bad about that. And like my colleagues have said, this is an idea to bring people off those trains and perhaps even come into your establishment as well as any others in town. So take that to the powers that be over there at Cinergy and let them know that we'd really, really like to see that.
I certainly will.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Kruger, trustee Lang.
It's doors and mural night. So since we didn't get to see plans about where the doors are going to be located, it'd just be nice to know where you intend to put them.
We
Is
have
it where the
submitted
glass-
plans. We just, I think what maybe was missing or desired, and we generally don't do it for a project of this size, but was like a rendering from the exterior. But we have submitted full plans that would show our intent here.
And it's, can you offhand say, is it where the existing glass is now, or is it cutting into the back corner?
It should be where the existing glass is. It's much more simple to just, it's just a replacement. It's not a.
And if there is a way of glassing over the existing entrance, I think that might be helpful.
It may be necessary for egress because as people exit the facility from the promenade, from where the auditoriums are, that is most natural exiting point rather than going back to the lobby. But I'm sure our group has visited on that, and I'll certainly raise that issue at the office.
That makes sense. And lastly, is this mural a dead issue, or is it going to happen?
Our board has made a decision. I'm certainly, you have my word, I'll go back with everyone's comment and everyone's sentiments, and I'm more than happy to do that. It's not impossible to change a decision at a company our size, but as of this moment, our board's made a final decision, and I'll go back and reopen the issue tomorrow.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? If there are none, I would be looking for a motion to approve the TIF funding for the door project on the north end of the building.
So moved.
Motion, trustee Kruger, second, trustee Papantos. Roll call, please.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Rafato?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
I just have something to say about trick-or-treat hours. Because we didn't pull, yeah.
What?
But, okay.
It was after the golden round was done, sorry. We didn't
Oh.
have time to change it. I just want to let everybody know trick or treat hours on Friday, October 31st are from 3 to 7 p.m. That's my only communication.
They start when?
3 to 7 p.m. Trick or treat.
That is the business for the evening. Trustee, I was trying to go over my notes. Trustee Papantos, then Trustee Vogel. We have anybody? Then Trustee Kruger, and then
Trying to talk.
Raffato doesn't want to talk. Trustee Papantos?
I just wanted to give a shout out to State Rep Tracy Katz-Mule. She had a major role in getting the Village of Wheeling and Northbrook a grant for the public safety equipment that we approved in our consensus agenda tonight, or consent agenda tonight, excuse me. It's a big deal. It's money that we're not spending taxpayer money on this. It's equipment that can be used not every day. It's not required for, daily use, but will be used by both towns. And so when it's needed, it's there, and it saves money for the taxpayers. So, and she deserves a big thank you for that, her role in that.
Thank you, Trustee Papantos. Trustee Kruger?
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. I just want to take a second to thank every single citizen who came here earlier today. I know we told them they could leave and go home early because the rest of the meeting would bore them. But I'm grateful that they were here and spoke so eloquently about a very disturbing topic. And I'm glad that they were here. And Chief, I'm wishing you luck with working with their spokesperson, and I'm sure we will do all the right things. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Kruger. Trustee Lang?
I didn't have anything.
Somebody else did, didn't they?
Trustee Vogel.
Trustee Vogel.
Trustee Vogel?
Wrong
side of the building.
To piggyback on trick or treat, tomorrow night, there's going to be a trunk or treat at the Walmart parking lot. It's going to be representatives from the police department, the fire department, Knights of Columbus, Wheeling Helping Hands, and several other community organizations, as well as District 21 PTO groups, handing out treats out of the trunks of their cars. So the public is invited to attend. There'll also be other games and entertainment for the kids at that point.
That's tomorrow at...
Tomorrow night, the Walmart parking lot from 5 to 6:30.
Thank you, Trustee Vogel. Over the weekend, I had the honor and pleasure of attending the local Mason Lodge's 175th year anniversary. I thought that was pretty significant. So it's a worthwhile fraternal organization that really. I studied a lot. I watched National Treasure a few times. But they do a lot of community outreach type programs, turkeys, scholarships, food to the needy type things. It's an organization wherein politics and business are not allowed to be discussed, which is awesome because it allows you to just talk about events in a not too polarized environment. I am not a Mason, but I just thought it was amazing that there's an organization in town that's been in existence for 175 years, and we're just pushing, what, 125, 150?
Almost 130.
Yeah, so anyway, that is all I have. We still have the bills to pay. You have before you the bills for October 2nd through October 15th, 2025. Can I have a motion for their approval?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Raffato, second. Trustee Kruger, roll call, please.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Raffato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Now, we do have an executive session this evening for the purposes of setting a price for sale or lease of property owned by the public body and the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body. That being the case, I need a motion to recess into executive session and adjourn the regular meeting.
So moved.
Motion, trustee Papantos, second, trustee Rufato. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, the regular meeting is adjourned. We will not be discussing any other business this evening, so if you guys want to stay for a while, that's fine, but nothing's going to happen.